Hi guys, welcome to the safety procedures training for the 2018-2019 school year. This video is about 15 minutes long. There are some changes, but fear not, you will be able to do this video from comfort of your own home. So hopefully it won't be too torturous. There are three kinds of drills that we go throughout the school year. The first one we practice is the fire drill, the second is our lockdown drill, and the third is our evacuation drill. There have been slight changes to all three of those, so I want to make sure that you're all very well aware of what the procedures are. At the very end of the video, we will also talk about the duty schedule, which is a part of our safety plan for campus. Let's get started and dive right in so I don't waste too much of your time. We will begin the yellow piece of paper, the yellow cardstock, that is your lockdown paperwork. There are two types of lockdowns. You've got your modified lockdown and you've got your full lockdown. A modified lockdown is going to be used for things that are in the neighborhood. When we're doing a modified lock, it is preparing for a full lockdown. So we're going to talk quietly in our classrooms. We're going to have our doors locked. Kids are going to be inside. Cell phones are going to be off or silent. And we will make sure that we're preparing for the event of, hey, it's time to go into a full lockdown. When you do a modified lockdown, you still need to make sure that you are taking attendance. And here are the directions for how to navigate to the lockdown response form. That's where we take attendance. It's very simple. You go to the Keno website, you click on the top where it says faculty, and then there's a big red button that says lockdown. Click on it and report if there's any missing students in your classroom. Full lockdown is a little bit different. It's a little more intense. When we do a full lockdown, we are in silence. Our lights are off in the classroom. The students are away from the door. They're sitting quietly, usually in a corner or somewhere that you deem to be safe. Silence phones. You can still be checking so you can get information from the front office. But again, it's the real thing. When we knock on the door to check to make, let us in, or we mess with the handles to make sure that, excuse me, I have a bubble in my throat. But when we check the doors, students should not be calling out. They should not be, we're not here, or giggling or screaming or anything silly. The other thing about the full lockdown to keep in mind is that in the past, we've only done two of them. We did one at the start of first semester and one at the start of second semester, and we always let you know when those were coming. This year, they've upped the ante. They want to make sure that we have that down pat, since there obviously have been so many issues around the country. So when we practice the lockdown drills, all four of them, there are four now, all four of them will be full lockdowns, and we're not allowed to announce to you when they're coming. So again, the whole premise behind it is that we want to practice as if it was the real thing. Now, parents are going to freak out if their kids tell them that they went into lockdown. So even when we do our drills, we will be notifying to parents that this was just a drill and we practice like it's real and everyone's safe and happy and all that good stuff. The other thing to keep in mind is we still have to do one within the first 10 days of each semester. So that'll give you an idea that two of them are you can kind of ballpark it when those are going to be, so that you can be kind of prepared. But the other two are totally unannounced. In fact, we don't even know. The district is going to come and say, hey, you need to go into lockdown right now. So just be aware that you may be going into a lockdown that's just a drill without any warning. I apologize in advance, but that's how we keep kids safe. Make sure that you know how to navigate to that website and take attendance. Okay, questions on that? Please talk to your team. Hopefully that's clear. Let's move on to our fire drill. That's going to be the blue sheet of paper in your folder. The procedures for fire drills are at the top. If you scroll down to the middle of your page, you will see that It shows you the area that you're going, which classes are in that area, and who the monitor for that area is. Teachers, if your name has a star by it, 1 star or 1 asterisk, that means that you are the first monitor. And if there are 2 stars, that means you're the second monitor. Second monitors, you only have to be prepared if monitor 1 is not available. On the back of this, you will see the map that shows where to go. There are 5 areas. Area 1 is down here where it's just south of the school. We've got area 2 is the basketball courts in the back of the school, and then areas 3, 4, and 5 are on the football field. So please practice with all of your classes. That's going to be the real important part. Practice with your classes. Make sure that they know the procedures. Again, they won't all be announced, so do the best you can to forgive me when we pull the fire drill, the fire alarm. The other thing to keep in mind with the fire drills is you should be practicing with all of your classes. If students are, last year we had some classes where on the way out, students forgot to walk in single file lines, students forgot to be silent, and that causes a lot of confusion and chaos as we're going out there. It needs to be dead silent from the second that goes off all the way till the drill is over. So please make sure that you are practicing with your students. If you are not, the expectation will be that I will make you do it again. I'll have you and your whatever class struggled practice some more and try again. So please don't be that person that has to practice fire drills with your class. Hold them accountable. Great ways to do this. Model and practice in advance so they know the expectations. Bring out your Keno cash when you're walking out there and just keep reinforcing what you do want to see. Remember, with PBIS, it's not yelling at the kids who aren't doing what we want. It's really trying to reinforce what we're looking for so that kids learn by positive example. If you're a monitor and you don't know what to do, you can check in with me. The only thing I want to bring to your attention is that monitors, you got an extra packet in your folder. It says attendance and teacher locations. Basically, all that it is a list of which teachers are in which classroom. So when you're trying to figure out who's class 35, you can say, oh, that's Mr. Hatcher. That's not, I can look for Mr. Hatcher now and not some random number. And then here's where you can keep track of your call 1 and call 2 and all the teachers in your area. So monitors only, you have this in your folder in addition to everything else. If you do have any questions, let me know, but I'm going to move on because let's stick to the greater good. Okay. Medical emergency cards you have in your folder as well. Those should not be used during a lockdown. They should not be slipping under your door. You don't want to give anyone a clue that you're in that classroom. We can use them for fire drills if there's something major going on, especially when it's really hot out there. And obviously with the evacuation drill as well, you can hold this up so we can come support you if necessary. All right. Moving right along, let's take out the pink pieces of paper. There are lots of those. We've got 3 pages here. And actually, this one, you've got 4 pages. This one is white for me right now because we didn't finish making the copies, but this will be pink soon. It's the bomb threat protocol. Basically, there's not so much that you need to know about the bomb threat protocol other than if there is a threat of any kind, notify security or admin immediately. That's pretty much all you need to know. Most bomb threats, I've been here 11 years and we've never had a bomb threat. So, or not to the extent where it was anything real. If, however, there was one and we did need to evacuate the campus, that's when we follow the evacuation plan. Other things we might evacuate for is like, a gas leak or something going on in the middle of campus where we have to get kids off campus quickly. So just be prepared that I'm throwing the bomb threat protocol in here just so you kind of have it in the back of your mind what you would do in that event. Again, notify us and then wait for the evacuation directions. But this is just kind of our plan, just so everyone's well aware. If we do get to the point of evacuation, here we go. Okay, this first page tells you what area you're in. So, for example, area 1 is all of the office staff, area 2 is the teachers in hall 1, and then it goes around on the back again, area 3 all the way down to area 9. Again, there are teachers on here who have 1 asterisk and teachers who have 2. If you have 1, you are a monitor where you take attendance and you bring it up to me. If you are monitor 2, you're helping by just taking the attendance, but you're not going to actually deliver. So there's that. Again, you have extra forms in here, monitors. If you are a monitor for the evacuation, this is just, you'll just check off your attendance right on here and turn it in. Okay, so only the monitors have this. So you say I'm in area 3 and I don't know where to go. Great, let's talk about that right now. So here is, once we get, oh, by the way, let me take a step back. If we do have to evacuate the school, there are 2 places that we'll go. One is directly north. It's our neighbor right next door to us. It's the Heritage, I always forget the name of the Heritage Church, Desert Heritage Church. And they're just directly north of us. That's where we go. If we can't go there for some reason, or if it's blocked, or if we need to evacuate south, where there's another church down the street called Kingdom Hall. It's another church. It's actually across the street slightly. Did I say across the hall? Down the street, across the street. It's a couple blocks away, but we'd have to walk a little bit further. But they have a nice large parking lot where we'll be able to fit everybody. That's our backup plan. We're not going to practice walking down there, but know that if for some reason we couldn't go to the church, that is our alternative location. All right. So when we're in the church parking lot, there are 9 areas where you will line up in. And you can see, pretty self-explanatory, put your classes in a straight line. The part that we seem to have problems with each year is actually getting over to the church, though. Okay. So we've slightly modified this. New teachers, I've already updated yours for you. Teachers who came in early and picked up their folder, notice that we have updated this. So if your folder currently does not have the updated version, check your mailbox because Anna put a pink updated version in your mailbox, okay? The thing that I want to bring to your attention is that we're going to be separating you into 3 areas to walk out so that we're not getting that big traffic jam that we often get when we try to evacuate 1,000 students at once. So I just want to point out these areas to you. The first area you can see at the top here, we've got 3 gates that kids can walk through. We've got gate A, gate B, and then it's basically area C because there's no gate there. If you're going to be a class that's walking down Horn to get to the church, then you'd be an area C person. What that looks like is if you are supposed to be going through gate A, okay, you're going to be either in the 50s and 60s buildings, the portables, or PE, and you're simply going to walk out to this gate here, okay? If you are in the 30s, the 40s, or the 80s, notice that you're going to walk out that little gate that's by the science building, and you're going to walk past the auditorium and straight through that gate across over there. And finally, if you are area C, that means you're evacuating from the main building, other than the 30s, and you're going to walk up Horn, and you're just going to go over to your area that way. So that's a slight change. You're going to have to go out a certain gate just so that we don't bottleneck and cause confusion. Okay, so hopefully there are no questions with the evacuation procedures, but if there are, please feel free to let me know, and we will be glad to support you. Okay, a few other things. Sorry, I'm trying to go as fast as I can. You've got additional drill duties in your folder. It's on a gray sheet. Not everyone has additional duties, but some people do, and it shows for the fire drill, for the evacuation, and for the lockdown. This is basically like making sure doors are locked. Arbo's got some duties for our evacuation drill and things like that. So just make sure if your name is on here that you're aware of what your extra duty is, and you help us with that in the event of a drill or a real event. Okay, and last but not least, I'm really trying to make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, when we're practicing, I already told you that we're going to send you back. We're going to make you practice again if we're not doing it well. So please, again, kids can't joke around with these. And that's really coming from the district and me. It's a serious thing. Safety is obviously very important. Last thing we want to talk about is safety with morning duty, lunch duty, and afternoon. So there are 3 times a day where we ask for extra supervision. It's before school, during lunches, and after school. If you are helping during lunches, you will be inviting children into your room where they will be spending time doing homework and or doing other behavior interventions. And then if you're helping after school, you're just being an extra set of eyes and reinforcing the expectations we want to see. There is a Google form to sign up, and I need that to be done as soon as possible. It's a first come, first serve thing, and you can pick whichever time of day that you like, and we will do our best to honor that, which usually we can. I can't always get you in the exact location you want to be in, but I can at least get you the time of day that you would like to be doing your duty. You will be required to do an extra duty twice a week. It's 15 minutes, so if you have to leave a morning meeting a few minutes early to get to your duty, that's fine. But make sure that you are there and on time. It's important that we have all the extra eyes that we can have. So I'm going to stop talking. We're at our 17-minute mark, so we're over where we should be, but hopefully I haven't destroyed your lives too much. If you have any questions, please check in with your team, with myself, or with Ann in the front office, and we'll be glad to help you with these safety procedures. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.